If you ever felt your heart sink when the estate agent says,
sorry, we don't do company lets.
Or how about,
yeah, the landlord will accept company lets, but you're going to have to pay more than the asking rate.
And then you just feel your dreams come crashing down in real time. Look, stop sweating, okay? Because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to say to flip any objection into a yes. So using exactly what I'm about to show you, my mentee, Ollie, who spent years hesitating, literally said, fuck it, let's do it.
It's really just about, yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
Overcame his fear and started his rent-to-rent journey, just like many others who have gone on to scale to become very successful. So look, stick around because I'm giving you the exact scripts I use and I teach to my students to handle all estate agent objections. Look, estate agents are sophisticated. They've heard it all. Your success depends on how smoothly you handle those objections. This isn't about pitching, it's about responding calmly, confidently, knowing exactly what to say next, being sold on your business model, and just being confident. Here's the wrong way. You panic, you ramble, desperately try and find your words, desperately offer higher rents, or just give up too soon. Does that sound like something you've tried before? If you are making the phone calls and you panic. Or on the flip side, they accept company lets and then you really panic because you're like, oh crap, I actually don't know what I'm doing and now I've got a viewing. I'm potentially about to waste someone's time. So let's fix that today. So here is exactly what works and you need to listen carefully. So ask a calm, probing question that uncovers their real concern with company lets or their objection with company lets. So let's say, for example, a landlord already self-manages their property. They're going to say,
yeah, I self-manage my properties already.
Or the estate agent says,
we manage our properties in the house.
This is what you need to say. That's great, totally understand. But have you ever thought about making it more passive? What would your life look like if it was more passive? Get them thinking and curious about, actually, this business does require a bit of time. And you're probing, you're just trying to find out, are they open-minded? How much extra time would the landlords free up if they weren't dealing with the day-to-day management? That's exactly what you're trying to find out. And get them thinking like, okay, yeah, it's a good question. You know, going from dealing with tenants or guests all the time, so maybe free up an extra round of golf. How does that sound? Keep it conversational and casual. What you're trying to do is just get them to think, not trying to convince them. It's just making them think. Simple as that.
We don't accept company lets.
I hear you, that's understandable. May I ask any particular reason why? So they'll stumble at this point. Watch this video here. This is literally me using that answer to an objection and see exactly how I handled it and actually got an email address, and they did say they work with company lets at the end. But on the front end, they said they don't work with company lets. So go ahead and watch that. So once you've said that, they will either just say it's in our policy or they'll just kind of come up with another reason why to palm you off. At that point, you just kind of need to realize that the phone call is not going anywhere. Or it will go the other way. Then you've just got to be a human. Like, hey, you know, I'm just really trying to understand why you don't work with company lets. Is there any reason why you no longer did you before? Just be a human. Like, try and be curious. Like, did they used to work with company lets before? Why don't they now? Just find out why. It will either uncover the real reason or it will go the other way and they'll be like quite firm and yeah, the phone call's dead. Go to the next phone call.
We do accept company lets, but you need to turn over 250,000 annually and have 2 years worth of accounts.
So what you could say is, you know, you're willing to stand a personal guarantor if you are in a position and you're happy to do that. Or you might have a bit of savings and say, look, I'm not in that position, but I do have this, and I could potentially pay 3 to 6 months rent up front to reassure the landlord that we're someone to be taken seriously. Is that something that we can get around? The ball is in the agent's court, whether they want to work with that or not.
Yes, we accept company lets, but the rent is non-negotiable.
Got it. Makes sense they'd want the best possible rent, but would they consider slightly less monthly rent if it means 0 void periods, guaranteed income, no more stress over maintenance calls? We still expect you to be in the loop to manage the maintenance, so it's still being professionally handled. You know, an extra £50 a month might seem attractive now, but 1 month empty wipes out almost 2 years of that extra income. So the slightly less reduction in rent, you're never going to have that risk. So those are just a few objections, and there's quite a few, but here's what else works wonders, right? Always control the conversation, but gently. The person who asks the questions is in control. If you're speaking to an agent, they're sophisticated people. They've heard it all before. They're getting many phone calls from company lets. You've got to stand out, so you have to handle their objections. Never used to. Now the market, there's so many people operating rent to rent, but they give up way too soon, right? They're happy to make 5 phone calls. So there's thousands of people making 5 phone calls. So they're not taking it as seriously as you potentially would be, right? So you need to handle their objections. Ask that first objection. If they don't work with company lets, okay, any particular reason why? Honestly, they would not have heard that answer as often. So when you do, it stumbles them. I've tested it so many times. My students have tested it so many times. You get to the real objection. One of my students, Louise, asked that exact question, and they worked with one company let before, and they went round for a property inspection, and there was an orgy happening in the property. I believe you not, honestly. So then the trust is being built on the phone call, relationship is being built on the phone call, because then there was laughter, and Louise actually said, yeah, well, I can guarantee we would not be operating that business within our property. So then when Louise follows up with that agent 3 weeks later, you've already got that connection. Hi, it's Louise, you know, spoke to you about an orgy 3 weeks ago. You don't always have to be robotic, scripted, like professional. It can just be you're a human trying to build you're a small family run business and you're trying to sort your life out. Like, be that person, be genuine, be real. Agents can definitely tell from someone who's serious and not. But whilst on the phone, never sound desperate. Confidence and calmness and just being a normal person is key. Another thing you really need to wrap your head around is because I speak to many people and they say, yeah, they've tried it, they don't think it works. I'm like, first question, okay, how many phone calls have you made? And they say like 20 to 30. And I can guarantee that's an optimistic figure as well. It's probably more between 5 and 15. This is a numbers game, right? It is a numbers game. You have two approaches with estate agents. You either go for a numbers game, which is how do you do company, be very direct. Hi, I'm looking at this property on Rightmove, is it still available? Yes, it is. Okay, would the landlord be open to a company renting this through you guys? No. Okay, no worries. Next phone call. If you go like that and you're just trying to get to a sophisticated agent who says, yes, we work with company lets, that works, but you'll have to make a lot of phone calls. Or you go the other route, be really sold on your business model, be confident that you can handle their objections and deal with the objections to get the root cause and then get your foot in the door. You won't need to make as much phone calls, but actually I find that way a lot more challenging, but a lot more successful because it helps your mind, right? Every objection is just the first step to a yes. So you'll be learning a lot. You'll be challenging yourself, stepping way outside your comfort zone and being more sold on your business model even before you get a deal. This is financial freedom. Like, you go down the route of financial freedom, it shouldn't be easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It wouldn't even be a route to financial freedom anymore. I love the fact this is challenging, it's hard. You've got to be so determined, relentless. Just follow the process, do the right things, say the right things. There's so much to learn in this. It's not what all the other gurus online say, like, oh, there's a Premier Inn, there's a 4-bed up for rent that, chuck it on Airbnb, make £700 profit a month. No, there's so much to it, there really is. And the chances of a Premier Inn and a 4-bed being rented and you get it at the first chance, very, very slim. You need to present yourself professionally, but in line with what the landlord would accept. Trust is so low at the moment. Landlords, they want to see your story. It can't just be guaranteed rent, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. They need to see who you are. They need to trust you. This is their asset. They need to be sold on you. So sell yourself. Don't just sell your business, sell yourself. Why did you start this rent-to-rent company? Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to become financially free? Is it because you want to live a better life for your children? You want to provide a better life for your children? You're fed up with piece of crap cars. You want to go on more holidays than just one a year if you're lucky. You want to become financially free because you don't want to ask your boss for time off work and you can't actually get it because your colleague booked that time off for that slot 6 months ago. Your life should piss you off to want the change bad enough. Every single one of my students that is very fed up of their current lifestyle and all they can do is think about rent to rent and getting financially free, they all make it because they're hungry enough, they're determined enough, we hold them accountable enough to their actions so they actually get deals. So what you really need to remember is that objections aren't rejections, they're opportunities to show your value. So guys, don't forget to click this video here. This is me in action dealing with objections from an estate agent. And don't leave without grabbing your free rent to rent cheat sheet in the description below. It's a 12-page document, no fluff, just real actionable insights that you can go away, you can take away and learn a bit more. If you want to watch this video, this is someone who would genuinely be in your starting position, Sam Barber and Zach. Zach being 20 years old when he joined me, and Sam a project manager for a building site. They joined as individuals, combined as a JV eventually down the road, and now they're operating, I would say, one of the best serviced accommodations in the UK, making a lot of money. This is the sort of level you can get to when you really put your mind to it and you're determined and you're willing to go through the emotion, the roller coaster ride of rent to rent, but financial freedom is on the end of it. You need to bear that in mind. It's very valuable, so make sure you're checking that out. Take care guys, see you on the next one.